Welcome everyone to the Saga of the Frost-Jarl, a homebrew campaign for Dragonbane. This is set in the Dundur world. I think it's called Mervaldi or Mervald. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but we're in the northern part, a place called Jorheim, or I believe as the Swedes call it, Jorheim. And this is was featured in the God Wolf from the Crooked Mountains adventure that was kickstarted last year, and we just finished that adventure. And so this one is going to take place immediately after the events of the God Wolf. Now, we've got 3 players with us that played in that campaign and 2 that did not. So I'm going to give us a very brief overview of what happened in the God Wolf campaign, and then we'll just jump right into the action. So the God Wolf campaign involved a few characters going to the small village of Barkhold for the Autumn Festival. And while they were there, the village was attacked. There was a man, he had a horn, and he blew this horn, and this massive wolf showed up, larger than any wolf they'd ever seen. In fact, so large he could easily ride upon this wolf. It was roughly the size of like a large elephant, or even larger. And he laid siege with his Black Shield forces to Barkhold. There was a great slaughter. Many people ran inside of the fortress, and he proclaimed himself as Ulrok Brand, and he was the heir of the House Brand. His father, Lofar, had been the king 40 years ago, and his brother, Siglek, had ruled in his father's stead for a short time, and then he was presumed missing for 30 years. So for 30 years, there has been no heir to the throne of Brand. And now this young man comes and proclaims that he was heir to the throne. And he apparently had control of this massive wolf. Well, he was going to return within a 1 month's time to demand that everyone in the north bend the knee to him. The folk in Barkhold said, well, we can't have this. That horn he blew, there's something about that. And they said it was an old legend called the Horn of Dvork, and whoever blew that horn could summon the God Wolf. And apparently that's what happened. And so we were sent to go and destroy the horn. And we spent several sessions looking for the horn, finally finding it, killing Ulrok, and casting the horn into a pit of magma, which released the God Wolf from the grip of that infernal horn, said to be created by the demon Dvork. And so as we finished the campaign, we were heading back towards Barkhold. And that's where we will jump in. Now, let me grab my note. We're going to start this like if it were a movie. We're going to start not, with the main characters, but kind of a little side scene. And the tavern door opens. Gusts of snow racing inside as a fur-clad hunter enters and sets his pack near the door, removing the snowshoes he's wearing that are rimed with frost. "Bind the door and welcome back to Frostspire, Rurik," shouts the burly tavern master, his apron grimed with grease and ale. Rurik greets familiar faces and is handed a steaming cup, and with a nod he bows his appreciation and settles in to hear the word of the migration, forecasts of storms, and portents of dire consequence. As if on cue, an old man stands, half of his face illuminated by the hearth, the other in shadow. And as he speaks, the others listen. His voice is slow and filled with purpose. His worn and weathered hands cling to his walking staff for support. Now I'm going to send you a picture of this, and I actually think I have some little tavern music here somewhere. Right there. The hall grows quiet as the old man begins to speak. And let me get this. "Hear now the telling of what came after the wolf was loosed. The Horn of Dvork lies shattered. Ulrok of Brand is dead, last scion of a broken line. The God Wolf, ancient as the mountains, terrible as winter, has slipped its chains and fled northward into legend once more. Thus ends the age begun by Lothar, the first king of his line. For 30 years the crown of Jorheim has lain empty, its weight felt but never borne. In that hollow space the tribes of the north hardened. The tribe of the wolf gather beneath Jarl Hrothgar Wolf-crowned, keeper of old oaths and iron memory. The tribe of the mammoth thunder behind Elric Frostborn, who believes the world bends only to living strength. The tribe of the bear watch from ice and vision, where Yiva Bear-daughter listens to what has not yet come. And now, with the fall of Brand and the breaking of the horn, the land stirs. The old powers are gone, the old fears are loose, and the North must choose what it will become. And the scene then fades from view. Let me take us to our map. And let me get this unpaused. You walk south towards Barkhold, bloodied but unbroken, the snow crunching beneath your boots. Songs will one day name you, whether in praise or in warning is yet unknown. It was by your hands that the god wolf was freed, by your choices that the last king fell. The tribes of Jorheim do not yet know your names, but the land does. In the deep woods, where frost clings to blackened roots and the wind smells of pine and old secrets, something waits. Days pass, and ere long the frostwood welcomes you. A crested jay lies fallen across the path, its blue feathers dulled by shadow. Grab this. Ants swarm across its still form, not feeding, not random. They seem to move with purpose. Slowly, impossibly, their crawling bodies shape words upon the frozen ground near the dead bird's breast. And what do those words say? But it spells out, "Follow me." Then the letters break apart. The ants spill forward in a single line, flowing off the path and into the trees, deeper and deeper into the frostwood. Towards the wooden path, towards the village of Skogstam, toward the Druid who has watched these threads twist long before you knew their names. The world does not whisper now, it calls, and what answers will decide the fate of the North. And this is where we begin. We are right here on the map. We have just come from Carn Moru. This is where we destroyed the Horn of Dvork. We were headed over here to Barkhold, but I'm going to take that token off the map here. I'm on the measuring tool, that's why. Take that token off the map from Barkhold. We can still continue to head that way, but the ants seem to want us to head south along the river towards this village that is marked by a teepee in the woods. Now, let's introduce really quickly the people that we have with us. Now, we have 3 folk that were there when Ulrok was killed and the horn was destroyed, and we have 2 others that have joined us. Why don't we start with Lothar Bearclaw? Introduce yourself really quickly. Tell us a little something about Lothar, and what would you do when you see this fallen jay and these ants that seem to have formed some sort of message upon the ground?
Certainly, Lothar is a hunter, more suited to the wilds. He has come to these northern lands seeking a great white bear that he wishes to hunt, that he's heard many tales of. He lost his previous companion, his dog, in the mines of Carn Moru, but since then he's found a new companion in a wolf that he came across in the wilds, but that is a story for another time, of course. As for... sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, this wolf, it's not the god wolf, clearly. Is it a pup, or is it an older wolf, or a young adult?
Well, no, in fact, I suppose I could say what happened. When Lothar, he decided he wanted to follow the Godwolf to ensure that its reign of destruction was over, and when he was satisfied that it had returned to the Crooked Mountains where it would not harm anyone, he had decided to leave, but it was when he was leaving that he was cornered by the Godwolf, but instead of devouring him as he thought he would meet his end, it presented him with one of its pups, and he's now taken this small wolf pup in as his own, and is raising him to join him on his journeys.
Now, have you given this companion a name? And the reason you have this wolf is you have the heroic ability companion.
Yes, well, certainly. I knew that a wolf such as this that would follow me into battle deserved a fierce name, a warrior's name, and so his name was Dennis.
Excellent. Dennis the wolf it shall be. And standing next to you is another veteran of the Godwolf adventure, Ursula the Zealot. Ursula, could you explain a little bit for everyone who you are and maybe a little something about you?
So Ursula is a bearkin, large woman in anthropomorphic bear in chainmail. She is very jolly, easygoing, very much supporting of her companions. Always wants them to do well. Tries to put people in good positions to succeed and everything. But once you've hurt one of her friends, then you see the bad side of her, where she gets really angry and stomps in your face until you're dead. She was able to help out against the Godwolf and free that spirit from its enslavement, and is happy about that. As a cleric, she follows a number of gods, including Ulrok, the god of the hunt, and so seeing the fact that nature is telling us which way to go, she's inclined to listen.
Excellent. And with us also is Obdurian the Cursed. Now, Obdurian was not with us for the Dragonbane, or the Godwolf campaign, or the adventure, but the player was. So how does Obdurian come into play here?
Yeah, Obdurian, I imagine you guys probably found him out in the wild. He's a lone wolf hunter tracker type, so perhaps on the way back, seeming dangerous, he decided to team up with you guys. But he's kind of like a almost more wolf than kin. He's a bit feral. He hunts on all fours. You know, he's kind of crazy, but he. I guess I don't know how to describe the class, but like you'd notice he's got two weird like glowing patterns on his fur, which I'm sure we'll learn about.
Oh yes, we've probably never encountered that sort of thing before. We've seen tattoos and things like that, but these are definitely different than just a standard tattoo.
Right. If he sees that bird, he kind of just looks around like hoping somebody will read out what that says, because he has no clue.
He's illiterate, as most wolves are. How about Terras and Teus? Now, you were not with the Godwolf campaign, but it could be that you were sent from Barkhold to ensure our safety, or how do you find your way here into the Untamed Wilds of Yorheim?
I think that would make sense. Antaeus is a human knight, a large, kind of imposing, brutish man. I see him as being somewhat of a soldier for hire, where if there are adventure and riches to be found, you'll find him there, and I think that would be probably the hook in this.
Well, there's definitely, as evidenced by that old man speaking in the inn, there is a void that has been left with the death of Ulrok of Brand. And where there's a void, there will be others vying for power, and for a mercenary like Antaeus, this is a golden opportunity. And last but certainly not least, we have Svarn Goldentooth. Svarn, introduce us to yourself and tell us a little bit about what you bring to the party.
Yeah, Svarn Goldentooth, as you might guess by his name, has a golden tooth. not his actual real name, though that's what he claims it is. Svarn hails from the dwarven settlement of Flamehammer, not too far away in the Jotun Mountains. He's pretty outgoing, quick to laugh, quick to raise a pint with anyone who will drink with him. But he's definitely seems like he's got a bit of a sneaky, sly streak to him. A little bit of a con man, side hustler, street magician. He very friendly. He is joining the group because his family, he's shared with you, his family commanded the dwarven outpost of Karn Maru. And he heard of your exploits and decided to join you because of them.
Now, we have had we met an NPC in the Godwolf adventure named Duravali, and Duravali had befriended one of the other characters and had said that the settlement of Flamehammer had recently fallen upon hard times, that they had been raided by barbarians and their heart forge had been taken. This was an ancestral, almost a religious icon, the place where the dwarven fathers first hammered out iron in these lands, and it had been taken. And Duravali, at least, was trying to find someone named Jarl Hrothgar Wolfcrown, who it was said was behind this theft. Now, Duravali likely fell along with his fellows, but as a representative of Flamehammer, this gives you even more reason to be up here in the north. Perhaps you can help to recover this precious item of your people. And
indeed, yeah.
And
Duravali.
Go.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and this is something that will definitely motivate, and hopefully some of the others will recall this, that Duravali was a friend of the party and had asked Vibjorn, who was with us then, if he and Rundabel could not help him with this, but then they are not able to join us in this campaign. So it kind of falls upon Svarn. And sorry, you were going to say?
Yeah, Duravali is my uncle, so I was with him and his group as part of this quest to retrieve the Heart Anvil, and kind of joining the group not only because of their previous exploits, but to try to make a name for myself and to make my family proud of what I'm accomplishing.
Excellent. Is it the will of the party that we follow these ants wherever they might be leading?
I think Abdurian wouldn't even be able to control himself. He would just follow them.
Oh, yeah. In fact, let me have Ursula give me a beast lore roll, please. Excellent. So you definitely, I mean, as anyone could guess, ants don't normally spell out messages, but they do tend to, go on, a set path through, scent markers that you may be privy to with your sense of smell. You and Abdurian may be able to smell them, but clearly they are driven by something, and you recognize that this is not a natural occurrence, but this could very much be a magical sort of thing. Now, the journey to Skogstam, let me mark Skogstam on our map here. There's Skogstam. It is a relatively long journey, so we will need to make some journey rolls. This is roughly, let me see how far, about 100 kilometers. And so it's going to take several days to get there. We can stick by the river. We can forge a different path. How would you like to proceed? We can cover roughly 30 kilometers a day. So it's going to take us at least 3 days to get there.
I suggest we follow the river. Hard to lose track of a river.
Well said.
Yes, very true.
Challenge accepted.
let's do a bushcraft roll, and I'll give you a boon since you're following the river. Like you mentioned, it's really hard to get lost there. Who wants to make that?
Are we
roll?
all making one?
No, let's choose one member. Who wants to take this first one to lead the first part of this expedition? Who feels the most compelled to follow these ants? Is there anyone in particular that this seems to resonate with?
You don't want to follow me in the woods.
We all look at Ursula and well, now we know it's true. You know, they do in the woods. Does our hunter, does Lothar want to make this?
Well, certainly I'm familiar with these lands. I will do my best to guide us.
Excellent. Now this will move us a short distance. This will move us about 15 kilometers. As we follow the course of the river, let me have one of you give me an awareness roll. And who would be out scouting? Is there one of you that might take that role upon yourself?
Probably Abdurian.
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
Oh dear. Well, he's not bad, but he's not that good.
Do you push that?
Yeah. Why not?
Excellent. So at first, maybe it's the smell of these ants. There is an odor there that you are clearly aware of, and most likely Ursula is as well, but the others would be clueless to this. And it's a track that you almost have to follow. And so as you're looking here, it's hard for you to discern other sights and other smells, but you definitely get a sensation of water. I mean, near the river, but clearly over here there is some sort of lake through these woods. You don't smell anything dangerous, but you do smell animals, most likely deer or rabbits or things like that. If anyone wanted to hunt here, you think this may be a good hunting ground. If not, we can continue on our travels.
Well, Lothar would certainly not pass up an opportunity to acquire some rations.
Yeah, in fact, we are pretty low on food after our journey. The hunting is not good in the Untamed Wilds, but now that we're in the Frostwood, it's significantly better. If you want to give me a roll for that, a hunting and fishing roll.
Certainly, I will get Dennis to look for scents, to do his best to find a trail that we might follow.
Go ahead and you can add a boon onto that if you... Ooh. So I did mention you could add a boon onto that. Do you want to take the fail, or do you want to re-roll that with a boon?
No, I will accept the fail. I will take
You
the
want the improvement mark? Yep. So, as much as you look around to hunt, you don't see anything. And Abdurian tells you there's game over there, but it's almost like you begin to question yourself and to doubt in your own abilities. And it's almost as though the forest is aware of you as well, and the animals are keeping at bay. Does anyone want to forage to try and find any roots or anything here?
Is that bushcraft?
That's bushcraft.
I don't think Abdurian would just be sitting around. He would want to do something.
Yeah.
So. Oh goodness, no, not quite. No.
Nope. Do you push that?
No, I'll let that one stay.
Okay, yeah. So, and again, this path, you would expect there would be a lot more to eat near this waterway, but there's not much there, or if there is, maybe it doesn't look quite as appetizing as you had hoped. We can continue on our journey if I'll let someone else make a bushcraft roll this time, and this would be the amount of time we could travel in this first day. Who would like to make that roll? That sounded like someone that has accepted the challenge.
I'll do it.
Sweet.
Follow me.
Give me a bushcraft with a boon. Ooh, do you want to push that?
I think I just rolled. I don't know how do you roll with a boon? Can you up the die? I just rolled 1.
So when you click on bushcraft, are you just clicking or are you doing like control click?
Just clicking, yeah.
It should pull up a second screen that asks if there's boons or banes, and then you can select like one boon and then roll it. Does it give you that second screen?
No. If I left click on it, all I have for an option is roll. If I right click on it, it's just description, core skill, attribute, intelligence.
But it doesn't say boons, banes, and then have like 0 extra.
No.
Is that happening for anyone else?
I get the
You get yours.
I get the normal.
Maybe hit F5, refresh your browser, see if that takes care of it.
I'm on a Mac, so mine might work a little differently.
It may be something different to refresh. That should still pull that up. I've had players with Macs before. If you want, just go ahead and roll a 20-sided die. From the chat screen, I've got the dice tray at the bottom. You can click on the 20-sider, or you can type in /R space 1D20. Yeah, just like that. 13. And so you rolled a 14 or a 13, and your bushcraft is a 7. So either way, that's a fail. So we that's okay. That's adventuring. We're gonna have a mishap.
That's right. Like I said, don't follow me through the woods.
We couldn't lose the river.
Well, we didn't lose the river, but we may have. Well, let's draw a card. Let's see what we get here. All right. Oh, torn clothes. So the person doing the bushcraft, the Pathfinder, you lead the group into a thorny thicket. The clothes of a random player character are damaged and will count as rags. So let me roll. I'm going to roll a 1d5, and we'll do 1 will be Svarn, 2 is Abdurian, 3 is Ursula, 4 is Lothar, and 5 is Antaeus. So, Lothar, your clothes get ripped and become rags.
Can I do a crafting roll to repair those?
Sure.
And in fact, I will use adaptive to make that a bow roll, as I'm used to tying on bowstrings. That can be no different than sewing some clothes back together.
Yeah. Excellent. So you maybe tear the sleeve of your fur jacket. There's a big rip in it, but you managed to get that stitched up. It doesn't look as nice as it once did, but it will not let out the cold, so it's not all a loss. We need to find a place to set up a camp here in the next couple of hours. That will take another bushcraft roll. However, at some point we need to cross the river. We could try to do that here and look for a crossing, or we could wait and do that in the next day. Anyone have a preference? Do you want to cross today or tomorrow?
I'm ready to make camp.
Let's do camp. Now, do we have tents? I'm not sure what we have tent-wise. Otherwise, everyone will hopefully have a sleeping fur.
Lothar has a small tent.
That'll hold 2. I don't know if anyone else has a tent.
I do not.
Well, this will be a bushcraft roll. I think it's with a bane, unless you have a sleeping fur. And everyone will make that, except for Lothar. You can get someone in your tent that will not have to make that roll.
Would I just have my starting equipment, since technically this is
Your
Svarn's
first
first
adventure?
adventure? having traveled previously, would I have a tent or other supplies that I would have been relying on?
Probably not a tent. Oh, and Lothar, this is not a good place for your tent. You probably wouldn't have a tent, but it's something that we can definitely try to remedy at some point. But the first few nights in these woods, it may be difficult sleeping. In fact, Lothar, your tent, it's set up on kind of a swampy area, and at some point in the middle of the night, it soaks through the bottom of your blanket, and you're just a little miserable.
Yes, despite my tent and my sleeping fur, I'm unable to get a good night's rest.
Wow. Antaeus and Abdurian also struggle to get a good night's rest. Anyone else?
Well, I've been in this condition before. Perhaps we should just spend the next day sleeping. I know that the wilds can be dangerous if we're awfully tired.
Yeah, if you go 3 shifts without sleeping, you'll begin to suffer. You can no longer heal willpower or conditions, and then after a time, you will collapse and sleep for 1 shift and cannot be woken. And then once you have slept, then you're okay. I'm not going to be a super stickler now. We've got, half the party has failed their bushcraft rolls.
Just double checking the wording of something.
Yeah.
So yes, I will reach out to Ulrok, the god of the hunt.
Oh, that would be a good one. If we can sleep, you can recover those. Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
What about, let's see, did Abdurian, you failed as well? Yep, so everybody failed. Nice. Actually, Svarn, did you roll a bushcraft roll for me?
I haven't, but I will now. You said roll with a...
So if you don't have a sleeping fur, it's,
Bane,
it's with a Bane, yeah.
Yep.
So let me have you...
I failed.
You failed? Okay. So let's get an encounter up. This will be the penalty of not sleeping well. Perfect. Who is keeping watch the first part of the night?
Me.
Excellent.
Svarn.
Svarn, give me an awareness roll.
Right.
Do you want to push that?
I will not push that. I'm already tired, so I'll just take it.
As you are keeping watch, your eyes are getting weary. You hear a sound, but you're not sure what it is. It almost sounds like a wolf, but it sounds far off. And let me have Dennis, the dog, give me an awareness roll for the dog, for Dennis.
Dennis is no dog, he's a wolf.
Or sorry, yes, for the wolf, not the dog. Man, we're screwed.
Well, Dennis is keeping up with us for bad rolls. He does not hear the howling.
All right, let me take us to a map here. Let me find the one I want to use. Let's use this one. All right, I'm going to put our tokens out here. All right. So this has Svarn is awake. Well, I was going to say awake and alert. He's awake. He's not alert. You the sound of the wolves does not seem to awaken you at all. What is that? Let me grab. Can't find my wolf token. There we are. Come on. Perfect. All right, let me just drag a few things on the map here. Perfect. Okay. With your lack of awareness, I'm going to give the bad guys the essentially an ambush. They will get the first initiative cards. So let me give them cards, and then I'll have you all draw initiative. Give me just 1 second to get this set up. Last one. Okay, if you guys want to go to the two crossed swords, you can go ahead and draw an initiative card there. Make these things visible. Nice. Okay. Let's get some combat music going on. All right. The wolves will go first. Make them visible. All right. This wolf will press in. Oh, just grabbed everybody. Let's try that again. This one will press in, and he's going to try to be stealthy. Let me have Svarn give me a spot hidden roll, please. Ooh, okay. You see movement in the brush just up here. And you turn your head just as you see this wolf lunge out at you. And this is no ordinary wolf. This thing looks, for lack of a better term, possessed. It has coal-like eyes glowing with an orange light. It's got scars and wounds upon its face. Its mouth is twisted with some sort of strange orange breath that seeps out of it more than breathing. And this creature, give me 1 second. Is going to make an attack. We drag the right table here.
I feel you, Wolf. Demons scarred me too.
Okay, perfect. Leaping attack. It's going to leap right onto Svarn. It will knock you over. It will then begin to bite and claw at you, inflicting damage. Now, you have not acted yet. You have the opportunity, because you saw this before he pounced, you have the opportunity to try to dodge. You cannot parry this. This is a monster, but you can dodge to try to avoid it. Otherwise, you can hold on to your action to use it to counterattack. What do you choose to do?
I'm going to hold on to my action.
Excellent. So it will leap onto you, and you will take 1d10 damage. Let me roll that. You take 4 minus your armor, which you have...
no armor.
No armor. Okay, so you will take 4 points of damage from that attack. I'll let you deduct that yourself. You get to do the punishment. And you are knocked prone. Now, when you're prone, other enemies will have a boon to strike you, as well as do additional damage. So on your turn, you're definitely going to want to get to your feet. The next demon-scarred wolf will come in as well. And seeing the attack started, he howls. He lets out a terrifying growl. He will approach and let out this growl. That means everyone will need to make a will roll or suffer a fear attack. Lothar is fearless. Abdurian is just fine. Svarn is good. Antaeus is not so good. Ursula is good. Antaeus, do you push that will roll?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be angry about that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, Antaeus, you go into a fit of wild panic. You will flee the scene as fast as you can. On your next turn, you must dash away from the source of your fear. You'll make another will roll on each subsequent turn to try and stop running and turn back around. So on your turn, you need to flee.
This is a good first impression.
Yeah, right? Welcome to the party. This one here... He will rake his claws. He's going to come in... What's his movement? He can move 8 squares. Okay, he's going to come in right here. He's going to maximize this. His claws will rake at Abdurian, Dennis, and Antaeus. Now, all 3 of you have the option to evade this if you like. Otherwise, you'll take the hit. What does Abdurian do? There we go. I figure we get
He will
points.
evade. Yeah.
Dennis does not evade. Oh! Abdurian gets a dragon. So you can move 1 square, Abdurian. And Antaeus, do you take the hit or do you try to evade? Okay. So both Dennis and Abdurian will take 5 damage. Ooh. Or sorry, not Abdurian. Dennis and Antaeus will take 5 damage. And it is Dennis's turn. Now, if you want to make Dennis attack, it costs you 3 willpower, Lothar.
Well, Dennis did just evade.
Just real quick, though, the damage mitigated by the armor, correct?
I showed that Dennis... Oh, yeah, Dennis did evade. Yes, so if you have armor, it will be negated by that.
Okay.
Antaeus, your turn. And since you did not evade, you get your action. You can do any... but on your action, you have to flee. So you need to make an evade roll to get away from this thing, or it will get a free attack on you.
Okay.
Do you push it?
No, I'm not going to push it.
Okay. He gets a free attack on you, which will be a rip and tear. He will pounce on you. At least this way you won't be able to get far. He will knock you over and inflict damage. You will be treated as grappled, and you can take no other action on your turn except to make a strength roll to escape. So let's mark you prone. And then you will take 4 damage. I think your armor blocks all of that. But you are essentially grappled, so I'm going to mark you as restrained. And now give me a will roll to see if you can get out of that fit of wild panic. Yeah, it's amazing how when a wolf knocks you over, running is now not what you want to do. These are pursuit predators, after all. Ursula, can we put a hit on these wolves?
All right, these guys are pissing me off trying to sleep here. I don't know, pick this camp spot. But they're attacking my friends, which makes me angry. So I'm going to use my Berserker skill.
Excellent.
Which gives me a boon on my attacks. Target you. This. Try.
Oh, nice. Is that a magical Warhammer?
As long as there's absolutely no follow-up questions, like where did I get a magic then yeah, no, it's not. It's just a regular Warhammer.
It takes half damage from that.
That's fine.
It is very nearly bloodied, though. Obdurian.
Well, he evaded, but I suppose he will just use his movement to, like, flank around.
Svarn, I'm going to make you no longer prone, since that is not a good place to be. Oh, perfect. And you can go ahead and take an action.
All right, I'm not being grappled. Is that correct?
You are not. Antaeus is. You were just knocked over, but you managed to get back up to your feet.
Perfect. All right. I'm gonna use my unforgiving ability because I am not happy about this mutt knocking me over. And I'm going to cast Fireball at a power level of 2.
You're going to make 2 fireballs or 1 extra special one?
I'm going to make an extra special one towards the wolf that knocked me over.
Perfect.
And because it's with my unforgiving, I get a boon on my attack. Let's light this guy up.
Oh, no. Okay.
So you don't want to roll a d20 plus 1, you want to roll 2 d20s.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
So let's do that again.
Gotcha. Yep.
And you have a skill of 14.
14.
Excellent. You got it. So now go ahead and make sure you deduct the willpower. I think if you left click on the word fireball, it'll ask if you want to. Yeah. Just try this. If you left click on the fireball spell, does it pull up the little skill roll that shows boons, banes, and power level?
No, I just get the roll
That is
option
so weird.
again.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and deduct the 4 willpower points. And then these fireballs can be dodged or parried, but this thing has already taken its action, so it can do none of that. So it will do 3d6 fire damage. And this thing seems to take all of the fire damage. It doesn't take any, half measures here. When you strike it with this fireball, it absolutely annihilates it. Flames lick at its hide. Fire gouts up alongside of it and begins to curl up in a ball, yelping and crying, and it expires in a heap of ash.
Heck yeah.
Now you can move. You still have movement. In fact, you can move, 5 squares. And then Lothar, it will be your turn.
All right. I'm going to choo back away.
Nice.
Back this way.
Lothar. Now this is your magical bow, correct?
Yes, it is.
You want to avoid the armor or double? Yeah, I would do double weapon damage. Nearly enough to finish it off. He's down to just a few paltry hit points.
My Texas heart shot was off by but a mere few inches.
You hit him up the ass, but not into a vital. He will die from that eventually. We go to the next round. Svarn, you're up first. And then Antaeus, you'll be able to get up off your... Well, actually, you can't get up off your feet. You're grappled. But Svarn, what have you got?
What have I got? Good question. I am going to throw my dagger at this guy, the bloodied guy.
Okay. Now, do you know how to target on Foundry?
I do not.
So if you click on the token that you want to attack and then hit the letter T, it should put like a little reticle on them, like a scope.
Yep.
There you go. And then if you go to your character sheet, there's two ways you can do it. From your sheet where your weapons are, you can click on like your knife, or it should pull up the HUD. On the bottom left hand of your screen, you should see your character art, your weapons. In fact, you have access to your spells, and you can just click on like your knife, and that may ask you for like boons and banes as well. Excellent. And then click on roll damage in the chat. Excellent. He will take half of that, but that's enough to finish him off. How do you kill wolf number 2?
Oh, I toss my dagger straight into his gaping maw, and it lances up through the roof of his mouth into what little brain it has.
Not only does this happen, but he falls off of Antaeus. And Antaeus, you'll be able to get up and move now. Svarn, you still have movement left. You've got 5 squares of movement if you want to take it. I'm going to
stay right where I am. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Let me get the... Whoops, didn't mean to make you invisible there. I'm going to get rid of your conditions. Antaeus, your turn. You are no longer restrained, and you can get up, so you're no longer prone.
I can shove off this dead wolf. I assume fell to the side.
Yep.
All right. I'm feeling a bit embarrassed as to how I first came about with this here. I'm gonna go and we can make some noise with this other wolf here.
Excellent. Oh, look at that. We'll take the 4. Roll damage. That is not a magical weapon, correct?
Not to my knowledge.
I don't believe it is. Let me take a look. No, that is not.
No, it's not.
Excellent. Ursula, your turn. Ursula's going to show you how to do it.
Oh, we're just tenderizing it.
And now it's the wolf's turn.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, the wolf will do a monster attack. Dragged down by the neck, the demon wolf attacks the nearest character with a cruel clamp on the throat, dealing 3d4 slashing damage, and the victim is knocked prone. 1 is Ursula, 2 is Antaeus. Antaeus, it's going after you. You have already acted, so you cannot avoid this unless you have like fast footwork or something, which I don't believe you do.
No, I don't.
You are about to take a hit and get knocked prone again. 9 points of damage minus your armor. I'll let you apply that to yourself as you are knocked prone.
I have never spent time on my back in a battle without.
Well, I don't know.
You got to stay on your feet.
Yeah,
more.
you did 2 points of damage to the wolf. So the good thing is you only take 1 damage because you have 8 points of armor. Dennis, the wolf, your turn.
Well, there's damage to the pride at this point.
Yes, Dennis begins to eat the wolf the wolf carcass next to him, and he will not rush into battle.
Yeah, he's a little wounded. Obdurian, your turn.
Well, honestly, we done pretty good with this fight.
Yeah.
I did not. I was almost thinking I wouldn't get to try to even bite this thing, and I don't want to try to bite this thing. Thinking about it, it probably looks horrible, but that is what Obdurian does.
Do that voodoo that you do best.
It's a monster, so no poison
Yes.
naturally.
Yep. Sweet. Oh, max damage.
Ooh!
Nice.
Wow.
He feels that. In fact, you see a little blood coming out. Lothar, your turn. Ooh, do you push that?
Yes, I am angry at these terrible rolls.
And roll damage. This should do it. I think, let's see. That is a magical bow, so yeah, that does normal damage. Excellent. How do you take out the last wolf?
Well, as it begins to snarl and it opens its mouth, my arrow goes straight through and finds the brain.
Excellent. The wolves have been put down. Let me get rid of the combat music. You are all wide awake now, realizing that you were not going to have a good night's sleep. Do you try to go back to sleep, or how do you pass the time? The issue with not being able to sleep is you will not recover willpower. Unless we can get, yes, a magical healing. And there we go. So tell us, Ursula, what does that do for us?
So Ursula is a priest. She takes out her holy book, and you see that there are the names of several gods in there. Hel, Olor, but in this case, she is invoking the name of the priestess of life, which is Ir, and by passing that, she is able to heal you. It did not transfer. I thought I had all this in there.
Uh-oh.
3d6 hit points.
3d6?
Yep. So you get 12 hit points back.
Now, is that for
Varn?
for Svarn?
Yeah, he looked like he was the most injured.
Yeah, Svarn took a hit, and Antaeus took one hit, and then Dennis is down like 5 points as well.
All right, let me. Yes, and then I'll go with Dennis next. Skills, life and healing. Sure. Oh wait, I'm already exhausted. Sure. I'll be scared for Dennis's life.
There we go.
There we go. So 6.
Excellent. Dennis is back up to full. Antaeus, you have but a mere scratch. Would you even propose that you receive healing after you spent most of the battle either running or on your back?
No, I'm gonna let you get that battle.
Yeah. Well, the bad news is the rest of the night passes with you all wide awake, unable to sleep well. And perhaps it was the sight of these demon wolves, perhaps it was the strangeness of following these ants, who seem to still linger around the campsite. They've dug a little burrow, but as the sun begins to crest over the top of the woods, the ants emerge and begin to lead you again. And any time that they get too far from you, they pause and they wait. It's like they are carrying you, or ensuring that you are carried to Skogstam. The problem with not sleeping well, you've gone now 3 shifts without sleeping, is you cannot recover willpower or conditions without sleeping. You are welcome to try and sleep again during this shift of the day, or you can push on for another shift and you'll take the sleep deprivation condition.
I say we try to get some shut-eye before we get back on the road.
These conditions will add up for sure.
Well, I can try and construct my tent in a more suitable spot where it's not a swamp.
Maybe you can find us a place to sleep that isn't infested by wolves.
Like demon-scarred wolves. That would be nice as well.
Ideally.
Now, Abdurian, you've probably never seen these demon-scarred wolves before. Is that troubling for you as a wolfkin?
I mean, he's definitely never seen those before, but there's all manner of weird things on this world, and he's marked with some arcane magics in a way, so he's no stranger to weird things.
Well, give me a Myths and Legends roll while Lothar gives us a bushcraft roll to set up the tent. Yeah, you have no idea. Like, who knows? You know, maybe it's like your tattoos. Maybe they made some pact or something that caused this to happen to them. Lothar, you do get the tent set up. That will sleep you and one other person. Hopefully the person with the lowest bushcraft score. Everyone else will need to kind of fend for themselves. Who wants to share the tent with Lothar? Who has a terrible bushcraft?
What would be considered terrible?
I would say, like, if you have below 10.
Okay, I've got terrible.
Me too.
Anybody have below 7?
I have 7 on the dot.
How about you, Antaeus? What's yours?
8.
8?
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So maybe
I'll
Svarn.
roll.
Well, perhaps you can arm wrestle for it.
I did protect us from those wolves, after all.
That is true.
I should get some sleep.
Of course, Dennis is more than a little upset that he has to give up his spot in the tent, but he will sleep outside. He is a wild.
Oh no,
wolf after all.
Dennis can sleep in there. Svarn will just have to have his legs sticking out the end of the tent, but we'll all fit.
The pup can be my pillow.
Nice. Abdurian, you sleep well. Antaeus, you do not. Lothar and Svarn do as well. So Lothar, Svarn, and Abdurian, you can do a full rest, recover all your conditions, willpower, all that stuff. So on the character sheet on Foundry, it is below your willpower. There's looks like a bed. You can click on the bed and recover all your stuff. However, Antaeus and Ursula, did you fail?
Ursula used her last willpower.
Oh, to do the prayer?
To get the prayer, the hunt, to receive the ability to sleep in the wild without any rolls.
Excellent. So I think it's just Antaeus that does not sleep. Going an extra shift without sleeping.
Let me maybe push that.
Yeah. You want it might be worth it. Oh, just missed. You had an 8. You're gonna lose some willpower. You'll end up just falling asleep here before too long. You're gonna lose 6 willpower. When your willpower hits 0, you will collapse and sleep automatically. So You're just really tired right now. And you're still angry and still disheartened because you did not have a good night's rest. Everyone else is able to recover. Let's go back to our map. And we can continue to move. All right, so we can move for 2 shifts, so we can cover another 30 kilometers. We'll need bushcraft rolls. At some point, we need to try to cross the river. So as we're traveling, I'll have someone make an awareness roll to try and find a good place to cross. Who wants to lead the party for this next couple of hours?
Well, Lothar will offer to guide unless someone else would like to give it a try.
I think Lothar might be our best chance at doing this.
Yes, in fact, I will, if I can, use adaptive and make this perhaps hunting and fishing as I look for game trails that will give us an easier path.
You know, if the animals can traverse this, then you should be able to traverse it as well. Oh yes, easily done. And who is our scout? Do we have a scout for this leg of the journey? Let's maybe have. Well, tell you what, I'll roll. 1 is Abdurian, 2 is Ursula, 3 is Svarn, and 4 is Antaeus. So that is Abdurian. Give us an awareness roll, please. Excellent. Up ahead, you see something, and it's a tree, a birch tree that arches across a section of the river. Its trunk is split and has collapsed into the river. The river it's not moving rapidly here, but there's a current, and you know that if you fall in, you don't know how deep it is, but if you were to fall in, you would move downstream for sure. It may take a swim roll. However, this tree would cut about half of that journey if you could just use the tree to get halfway across the river and then figure out another way across. That's an option there. Or you can continue to look for a more shallow area. What do you think, Abdurian?
I think this tree is probably a godsend. I think fording is our best bet here. Although the river is pretty dangerous, I remember from the from the other one.
Yeah, it's still very cold water. You'll be able to get about halfway across, and then you'll need to figure out something from there. Now, the ants, they dig a tunnel on this side of the river, and it takes some time, but you see them begin to emerge on the other side, so they're anticipating your crossing. Do you want to lead the way here, Abdurian? And if so, how do you do it?
I think Abdurian is not terribly prideful, and he would kind of just show what he found to Lothar. He's not used to traveling with a party.
Well, yes, perhaps we could string a rope across the river and then use this log and try and get across and hold on to the rope. That way, if we lose our footing, we hopefully won't fall into the freezing waters.
Someone's going to have to get across to take the rope there, or to take the rope across. How do you propose that?
Well, I could always shoot an arrow across. It's never failed me before.
Your bow is magical. I think that's definitely within the realm of possibility. There's a lot of trees on the other side. You could embed that arrow into a tree. It may hold well enough.
Does anyone have any rope? I seem to be short of it.
Afraid not.
Oh, it's a great plan. You have rope, Antaeus?
Can you untie the frayed knot?
Yeah, we don't want frayed rope. Antaeus has rope. Excellent.
Yes. The beggars can't be choosers. You want my rope or not?
It will work just fine, and then we can tie it to a tree on the other side.
Well, Lothar, give me that bow shot. And I'm going to give you a Bane on this roll. Go ahead and make another roll with the bow. We're going to take the lowest of them.
Yes.
Oh, 6 or 6? We'll take the 6. Describe for me what happens.
Well, it's obviously a bit difficult to fire an arrow accurately when there's a rope tied to the end of it, but this particular bow is of fine make, and the arrow remains true, and it hits its target and embeds deep within a oak tree on the other side, and I give a good tug on the rope, and it seems like it will hold, so I'll tie my best knot on the other side of the river, and hopefully this will prevent us from falling into the river as we make our crossing.
Now, so are you the first to cross, then, Lothar?
Well, I mean, shouldn't be too hasty. After all, Obdurian, you were the one to find this log. Perhaps you would like the honor of being the first to cross.
Well said, yes, of course.
The first one to cross will need to make an acrobatics roll. Everyone else, once the rope is secure, can make that roll with a boon. Oh, look at that. Obdurian, you gracefully get across and tie the knot. Everyone else can now cross with a boon on an acrobatics roll. This should be fun watching Antaeus get across here. Lothar manages to get across.
Yes.
Nice. With the 2, Svarn gets across. We've got Ursula and Antaeus. Ooh, Antaeus, you might hit the water. We've got Ursula still left on the side. With a demon, I think you do lose your grip and hit the water. And the rope, as you pulled on it, maybe begins to jiggle and sway. And Ursula, your footing is difficult. Do you want to push that? Yes. Nope. You don't fall in. You're still hanging on to the rope, but you've got your legs probably in the water. But you all see Antaeus just plop into the water. I need a swim roll, Antaeus.
This will not go well.
The armor
Especially
gives, the armor takes away.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Except
How do you swim yourself out of the river with a dragon?
The dragon it bounces right off that water.
Yeah, you hit the water. There's a perfectly placed rock just beneath you. You spring upwards and launch yourself out.
Pure happenstance.
Nice.
But I will take it.
You hit the other side. Now Ursula is hanging by her arms from the rope. She's the last one to cross. You can make a strength roll, Ursula, if you want to go hand over hand to get across. Unless anyone else has any other ideas. And Ursula gets it. It takes a little time, but Ursula gets across. You have now all managed to cross the river. Let me move our token here. Go across the river. And we, at this point, we can continue on. Probably one more shift will get us to Skogstam. That's going to mean that, Antaeus, you're going to lose some more willpower. You're going to lose 5. What is your willpower at? You hit 0 yet?
I believe that's 0, yeah.
So as you are heading through...
I have 1 left.
Oh, you have 1 left. Okay. So you're still clinging onto wakefulness, but you are very groggy as you make your way into Skogstam. I need one more bushcraft roll just to get us there without a mishap. Anyone that has not rolled one want to take one? Anyone? Let's have maybe Ursula or Abdurian. Do one of the two of you want to make a bushcraft roll here?
Go for it, Durian. Ursula stays in her lane. She's absolutely not a bushcrafty person.
Fair. Unfortunately.
Okay, well, you'll get a chance to improve that. Let's see what the mishap is. There's my table. Journey mishap. Oh, quicksand. So, Abdurian, as you lead us through kind of a marshy area near a bend in the river, the ground collapses. Everyone needs to make a bushcraft roll, or you will suffer a condition and then roll again. And, oh man, this could be insta-death. This is not good.
Lothar would like to make this roll, perhaps his knives, as he draws his knife out and uses it to dig into the ground and pull himself up.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be acceptable. Lothar, you pull yourself free. You see that Abdurian is struggling. Svarn is likewise struggling. Wow, it's a lot of high numbers. In fact, everyone but you is struggling here in the quicksand.
Well, who's the worst? Who could I begin to toss that rope to or something? Or perhaps I can go find a stick to help someone get out.
Well, everyone that failed is going to take a condition, and then you'll be able to roll again. But if anyone is close, like Ursula only has, and Antaeus only have a few more conditions they can take.
Well, who's worst? It's bushcraft, and I'll help them.
Antaeus, what was your bushcraft?
8.
8. What about Ursula?
Get Antaeus.
Yeah, get Antaeus with the rope. So you can make that bushcraft roll with a boon.
It's gonna be harder for him to come out with that plate mail.
Right.
You get a boon, so
Yeah, did you roll that with a boon? If not, roll that again, or just roll a d20.
God.
You will take another condition, and then you can try again.
Okay.
and so I've taken the condition and tried again. So
Yep.
and failed. So another condition.
Yep.
Wait, I'll make sure that's right.
Could I give Antaeus a second boon if perhaps I get Dennis and myself to pull on the rope as we try and haul the knight out of the quicksand?
Yeah, or give me a strength roll, Lothar.
Is it just the two of us left in the quicksand?
I think everybody's still in the quicksand.
Right. Well, I think we should probably see if anyone else makes it out.
So with that strength roll, Lothar, you managed to pull Antaeus free. But you can see that Svarn, Abdurian, and Ursula are still struggling.
Can I cast Pillar
Yes.
underneath myself?
Yes. 100% yes.
Excellent. Let's do this.
Nice. You summon the earth to rise up beneath you, and you are quickly hurled free of the quicksand. Now this is it's 1 meter wide, so it's relatively narrow. So it's only you, no one else. But
Yep.
you managed to get raised up 3 meters. You're just above the surface. Then you can just leap across. You don't even need to make a roll. So you managed to get across. Now you can see that Ursula and Abdurian are still struggling. You could do the same for them. It would just cost you willpower.
I will do so.
Is
All right, we'll try to do so, I shall say.
Yeah.
Let's give it
So-
a roll for Ursula.
well, hold on.
This can be for for nobody. Do you want to
Well-
push that?
No, I'll just keep casting.
So
Do you want me to hold on?
well, every round, so we're on round 2, right?
Yeah. So
So-
you two need to make another bushcraft roll.
So I've taken it. I failed. Avduria needs to take a condition and then do
Another
another
bushcraft.
bushcraft. Yeah.
And you can raise a pillar up under one, and then Lothar, Antaeus, and Dennis could try to help the other.
Okay. I will give that a go.
Did we lose Avduria?
Sorry. Hello.
I need there you are. I need Abdurian to make another bushcraft roll.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
All right. So you take another condition.
But now we get
My pillar
we get a second.
My pillar spell succeeded.
That might be better under Ursula.
No, I'm fine.
You're good? Yep, you're good. And so then we need that could be under Abdurian then. So then Abdurian, you manage to get under the pillar. The pillar raises you up, and you get out. At this point, we've got quite a stack of conditions, but we have escaped from the potential mishap there. We could pause a few moments to catch our breath. The ants seem to mill about very patiently, and then they begin to draw a line down towards Skogstam. As we reach there, just on the outskirts, Antaeus, you're going to lose 4 willpower and fall asleep. Just on the outskirts of Skogstam. You can see the village just ahead of you. But Antaeus, you're like, I just need to rest near this tree. But just ahead of you, you see this tree is surrounded by small tents and wooden structures. And there are a number of folk here, the forest folk. I've got some artwork for them. These must be druids. Some look to be men, some elves. Seeing Antaeus, they walk forward and say, "Leave him here. We will help him with our healing magic. The master of our order is wise." And he steps forward. Let me get your guys' tokens on here.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to wake him up either way. So
Yeah, he's not going to wake up. So they're going to go and attend to Antaeus, who is fast asleep. So Antaeus, you can actually do a shift rest now, full rest, recover everything.
Yes, and as Antaeus falls asleep, Dennis will go and mark him as our territory so that all who pass by know that he is part of our party.
One of the druids steps forward. Let me post a picture. Let me grab my notes. The druid, he stands barefoot upon roots that push through the forest floor like the knuckles of a buried giant. As he steps forward, he does not look directly at you at first, but he looks to the canopy above, where light filters through green and frost alike. And after a long silence, he speaks. And let me grab this. The howl has ended. The land knows it, even if men do not yet dare to believe. He turns at last, eyes dark as wet bark. The Horn of Dvork was not made to call a beast. It was made to bind a promise. He traces a spiral in the air with one finger. In the First Age, when the world was still learning its own shape, demons and dragons broke it again and again. Dvork, whose name curdles sap and freezes blood, crafted the horn from conquest and command. Not made from bone alone, but will. Not sounded by breath alone, but dominion. And he pauses. That such a thing now lies silent is rare. Indeed, I sense the influence of the horn has not ended. It called the wolf, and the wolf answered. I fear it called others, who are only now awakening to its echoes. With the destruction of the horn, they should have fallen, but something has kept them awake. But that matters not at the moment. The consequences of fate and of your actions yet lingers. I ask you to listen carefully now, for you are part of this story, or shall be, before the telling is over. Grab this. He then says, let me grab this. Come on. Ulrok brand has fallen. The tree that grew crooked from poisoned soil has snapped. And there is no satisfaction in his voice. House Brand has no heir, so know this. The barbarian tribes will circle like feral dogs, over an empty kill. They will name it justice. The land will name it doom. One among them led the tribes in the time between Lothar and Ulrok. He now proclaims himself Jarl after the old ways. He is not the only one to claim the crown in this time of trouble. And he kneels, pressing a palm to the earth. I have no care for crowns. These roots drank rain before men first gazed at the night sky. They will drink rain when the last of your banners is wrought in thread, and the bones of the last man are naught but dust. And then more softly he says, but the storm that follows such struggle does not stop at palaces. It tramples fields. It burns villages. It drives the free folk into the cold. And this, at last, is his concern. He has a quest for you. Let me grab this last part. Come on. That which is not dead may yet live. Seek audience with Jarl Hrothgar Wolfcrowned. He is not an unreasonable man, but the coming storm may well consume him. He will not be the only claimant to the throne of man, but he may be the most willing to listen. Come back when you are finished. I have yet more to say to thee. Now, I'm going to add a journal. This is the quest log. Make you all owners here. If you go to the journal tab on the right-hand toolbar, you'll see the quest log. We have a quest from the Druid of the Wooden Path. The quest is the Steward of the North. There's his little quest he gave us. There's room here. You can add notes. This will track all of the varied quests in the campaign. And as you meet, Jarl Hrothgar, he may give you a quest or some such as well. But this is where we can kind of track what we're doing. Think of it almost like in a video game where you get different quests and you kind of complete them in whatever order you want. The Druid would have us go and seek audience with Jarl Hrothgar.
Ursa looks up at her shiny tiara. I already have a crown.
He says, your crown is valuable indeed. It will not be recognized by the barbarian tribes, though. They are short-lived, and they thirst for power. They thirst for one who will lead them, and control them. You are responsible for what has happened to Ulrok Brand. So I ask you now to take responsibility for the free peoples of Yorheim. Seek out Jarl Hrothgar. Have you any questions for me? You are welcome to stay here as long as you wish, but know that a storm is brewing.
I mean,
Where might we find this Jarl?
He might be found at Trastum. And let me take us to the map. And he draws a little map in the dirt. He shows you where the river is, where Skogstam is located. And over to the west, there is another village. And he marks it as Trastum. Trastum is where the barbarians winter. It is too cold up north. They come here, tribe of the wolf, to spend the winter here in the forest where there is game for all. He has observed the ways of wise stewardship in the forest until recently. I worry that he may stop at nothing to see his rise to power assured. I would ask that you help this land be free of tyrants.
Of course, it's on the other side of the river again.
There are ways to cross the river. I will show you a place, and he marks a little bend in the river right here. The current is slow. There are rocks you can traverse there. Once you know the way, it is easy going.
I mean, not for nothing, but you seem to be accusing us.
I accuse not. I merely state the facts. Were it not you, it would have been someone else. And do not think that I say you did this rashly or incorrectly. It needed to be done.
I mean, he would have done a shit ton more damage than what was going on. You know, we didn't do it on a whim. We were there when he attacked the village.
And your actions saved the lives of many. But your actions have consequences, and others will rise to fill that void. What will keep them from attacking the civilized lands as well?
Well, then if we unite the barbarians under Jarl Hrothgar, then what's to stop him from rampaging across with a barbarian horde? And if we destroy the barbarians, what's to stop you guys from rampaging across with the Druid horde?
Well,
there's always going to be someone who is looking to rampage across, right?
For the most part, I do agree. That is part of your quest. Find who is most worthy to lead, who will not pose a threat to the free peoples.
Well, me.
Then perhaps you should lead us.
Huh. I like this idea.
Well, if we are to undertake this quest, perhaps you could provide us with a map that would prove most helpful in navigating these treacherous lands.
He looks down at the etchings he made in the dirt and says, "Will this not be enough for you? Do you not learn the woods and remember them?"
Well, of course I do, but a map that I can take with me is always good to refresh the mind.
Do you mind if our friends look at it?
He says, "Yes, I can provide you with something, and this will actually give you a boon on bushcraft rolls to find your way through the woods and whatnot." And it's a very simple piece of the inside bark of an old tree. And with a bit of charcoal, he draws a basic map, and it shows the location, the edge of the forest, as you can see where the forest meets the tundra. Shows the main rivers that go through here. It shows Skogstam and Trastam, and he marks a few other locations for you on here as well. And he marks...
Well, this will certainly prove useful.
He says there is a place up north, the Stones of Destiny, and a place to the northeast called the Horfell Barrows. There is also a place up in the tundra, the Frostspire Inn. That is a place of civilized folk, where hunters, trappers, and traders go. The barbarians troubled them not, but often trade with them there. That is a safe place in the north, or has been. The Stones of Destiny is a place where you can go to commune with the gods of nature and the gods of Jorheim. The Horfell Barrows is a place I would not advise you to travel to. It should be avoided.
You're storing loot there?
No, but I can explain more if you prove yourself up to the task. Speak with the Jarl. I may give you other quests to test your character, and if I find you worthy, I will tell you what lies there at the Barrows. I am not the only one that knows.
Very well, you seem most reasonable, and I know that for my part I will do what I can.
What of you, Wolfkin? And he looks at Abdurian.
Well, I've not better to do, and these seem good friends. Quests, well, a little condescending, but
Think not of it as a quest, but merely an ask that I give you, for surely you are capable.
Well said.
And you may choose to follow what I ask, or you may choose your own path. But understand, this place needs strong folk like yourselves before it tears itself apart. And what of you, she-bear? And he looks at Ursula.
I'm taking over.
I sense nobility in you. Are you not noble?
It's the tiara.
Will you accompany your friends?
Yeah, they're good. They're good people. They can do lots of cool things. Like this one here, he falls down a lot.
The one that is sleeping?
Yeah, he's fallen down again. Just so you know.
He is merely resting his eyes, I think. And you, stout dwarf, what say you?
Yeah, as long as there's a good pint of ale in it, and maybe a warm tent. Know anywhere sells warm tents around here?
Trastam, you'll find it there. Jarl Hrothgar will trade goods and services. He may even take your money. But if you barter with him, I'm sure he will reward you for feats of courage and bravery. You must understand, these barbarian folk, they are simple. Jarl Hrothgar is rooted in tradition. The old ways are the ways that he follows. If you prove yourself worthy as the heroes of old that they revere, then he will surely reward you for the sort of character that you present. If you show weakness to the wolf, well, let's say it does not end well for the rabbit, now does it? Do you speak for your sleeping friend down there? Will he join you as well?
I'm sure he will.
He has no choice in the matter, I'm afraid.
Well, I mean, we're not kidnappers, but he joined us of his own accord already, so I'm sure he'll stick with us.
He's already shown to be very useful.
That armor, doesn't wear itself. I'm going to make the overland map of Yorheim visible at all times for you, so you should find that in the little navigation bar on the upper left. If you ever want to refer back to the map, you can. Let me take us back to Skogstam. And we have hit our 90-minute point. Why don't we take a 10-minute break, or I say 10, 8-minute break. When we get back, we will pick up the action from there. So I will see you all in 8 minutes.
Handful of dice. 5 times I roll 20. The dragon goes down. The DM plenty. I leave with the princess. A satchel chock full of gold. We head to the tavern where my mighty tale unfolds. Crafted from numbers on living paper. I skip from the mundane to a naval caper. While in real life, my fate isn't spoken. Hero roll of the dice and my fate isn't spoken. The king honored me with a mighty crossbow. It's blessed by the elves, he said. I thank him and I go. The life of a hero, struggling to stay alive. It's worth all the hardship though, 'cause now I'm a level 5. Level 5.
All right, I am back. Sound off if you're here.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
I'm here.
Excellent.
Yep.
Also here.
Excellent.
Present.
Yeah, look at that. We're all here on time. Amazing. All right, so we find ourselves after our break back in Skogstam. Antaeus, you have rested. In fact, we all probably rest here as the Druid of the Wooden Path gives us instruction. In fact, this is a place where he could serve as a teacher. If anyone here wanted to try to learn from him, he could serve as that teacher. Now he's got some skills, and I think they have to be above 15 for him to be a teacher. So he can teach. He's got a beast lore, bushcraft, crafting, or animism. He can teach any of those.
Well, I would be interested in learning what he knows about bushcraft.
Wouldn't we all?
Same.
He says, in what regard? To know the ways and means of the forest?
Well, anything that will help us get a good night's rest, I think, would be worth the gold.
Gold. What is this you speak of gold?
Well, of course, if you don't care for gold, I could give you animal pelts or other things of the forest that might be of more use to you. I have traps and arrows and whatever you might need.
I can can tell you what we do have need of. Gold is not first and foremost, but we can use gold to ensure that we have what we need. However, if you would go in search of a certain herb that we require, I would consider that both part of your training as well as payment. I could teach you all.
Ah, very well. What is this herb you wish for me to fetch?
Well, looks like a weed to most folk. It's a type of milkweed. Spiny leaves.
Oil, perhaps?
It is not king's foil, but it is very similar to that. Yes, marijuana it's called. We smoke it. That's why we live in the trees. It tends to grow near the banks of the river. If you can find some there, then I would consider that as showing me your desire to know more of my woods. Can I teach anyone else? Any crafting? Any healing? Hunting and fishing?
Oh,
I
don't know.
I could use some bushcraft help.
Bushcraft? What about for Ursula?
I didn't hear healing the first time, so yeah, I'll take healing.
Yeah, so he can do animism, awareness, beast lore, bushcraft, crafting, healing, hunting and fishing, or staves, and animism. So quite a bit.
Yeah, I would look at healing.
Those herbs, that weed that I send you in search of, is a healing herb. Bring back the weed. I will teach you bushcraft, and then when I have that, I will teach you the art of healing.
Mateus feels himself sorely lacking in the areas of both bushcraft and awareness. It would be much appreciated if any guidance can be given on those.
Go with the others for bushcraft. For awareness, I think the best thing to do is to put you in mind of this. And he holds out his hand, and a squirrel runs down from the tree and leaps across to his hand. And he says, "This is Peapod. He will be your companion for a time. Mimic him. Do as he does. He will show you how to be aware of the sounds, the sights, the smells, the tastes of the jungle." And he hands this little squirrel to you. Do you take Peapod?
Very gingerly, yes, I will take Peapod.
Peapod runs up to your shoulder, kind of snuggles up against you, and then sits eager, chirping in your ear and looking ahead, eyes darting back and forth. So if you take Peapod with you for a time and protect him, then he will teach you awareness. You find that you hope he will teach you something, but it's the actual act of doing this is going to be the instruction.
At seeing Peapod, Dennis will lick his fangs and kind of eye him.
And the druid will say, "As I said, protect Peapod." And he actually crouches down below Dennis and puts his hand under his jaw and begins to whisper something in his ear. And you see Dennis's eyes go wide, and he looks up at Peapod and lowers his snout down towards his paws. And the druid scratches him on the ears. "He is a good wolf. He will listen." What about Abdurian? Is there something Abdurian would want to try to learn from the Druid of the Wooden Path?
I think he would probably feel remiss not to discuss, hunting with druids of the forest if he ever got the chance, but...
Yeah, so in fact, he will tell you that as you go in search of this weed, that there's an old boar that lives near that bend of the river, and if you can take down that boar with a clean shot to make the kill as painless and as easy on the boar as possible, you will learn a great deal about the ethics and responsibility of hunting. And doing this will serve as your teaching moment. So if you'll take down this old boar, he has passed on his essence to his children and grandchildren. It is time for him to rest, but he is stubborn. He will not come when I call him, so please send him to the burrows of his fathers. shall we do these things?
Certainly.
Let's go to a forest map. Actually, let's see. I think I've got one for the river. Where is that? Oh, where did I put it? This one right here. You spend about a day getting over to the river. Let me pull out some tokens here. And you approach from this side over here, the right-hand side. Now we need to find the herb or the weed. We need to. There we go. Need to try to find that boar, among other things. Now, I will need bushcraft rolls from those of you who are trying to find these things. So, or sorry, hunting and fishing to find the boar, bushcraft to try to find the others. So Ursula, you're looking around for this weed, and milkweed, what could that be? And you see quite a few different sorts of weeds, but you're not exactly sure which one. Durian, you see markings where looks like a boar has passed. You know, it's dug its tusks up against some trees. And then Teus, are you looking for that herb as well?
Yes.
Yeah, and you're struggling to find it. Lothar, you're using adaptive.
Yes, perhaps I could use sneaking, as I am used to sneaking up on animals I'm hunting in the wild. I need to watch my step, and as I'm watching my step in the woods, perhaps I happen across this particular plant I'm searching for.
Sneaking, that's a bit of a stretch. Is there another skill that you could maybe use? That would help you in the hunting and fishing to find the boar, but not so much to find the plant.
Let's just make it hunting and fishing.
Okay. So how would your hunting and fishing help you to find this plant?
Well, of course, when you're hunting and fishing, you need to know the herbs of the forest and those that certain animals eat, and you can look for signs of animals eating in the area, and I suppose I'm used to looking for those particular signs.
So I think that is precisely right. And you know that milkweeds are often not eaten by animals. In fact, there are some caterpillars that eat it, and it makes them essentially toxic to birds. And so, you know, if you find milkweeds, typically that's not where animals are eating. And you're looking through, you know, grasses here that ruminants have come and cropped and fed on. But looking across the way, with succeeding on a hunting and fishing, give me a spot hidden roll. Do you want to push that?
Well, so is this to find the plant?
Maybe. I mean, you'll find the plant with your hunting and fishing. This is to get any other information about the area.
Then I will not push it.
Okay, you see the plant, and it's over near the base of this tree. Now, the tracks, I forget who was looking for the tracks. That was Abdurian. So you found those scrape marks. Those were on this tree up on this side, kind of the upper right corner. You see scrape marks and some deep hoof prints in the mud near the side of the river. seeing the plant, which many of you are looking for, it should just be a simple matter of getting across the river. The river's not particularly deep. There's not a lot of current. It would not take a swimming roll, but maybe an agility roll, just to make sure you can keep your footing on those slick rocks. Excellent. Lothar and Ursula, you can move yourselves across.
Well, Antaeus is going to walk up and down the river here a little bit, glancing at Peapod to see if
Excellent. So looking at Peapod looks kind of to the left, down towards the southern end of the map, and with great disinterest. Peapod looks up to both northern sides of the shoreline and chirps noisily. Give me a beast lore roll, if you would, Antaeus. I mean, you may already know what that signifies, but this is a good chance to nail it down. Yeah, he's clearly agitated, and the calls he's making are like warning calls as he looks up to the north. Now, where does Svarn and Abdurian go? And Antaeus, you're just staying on that side, kind of scanning the river.
Abdurian's following those tracks.
Okay, so Abdurian's going to want to go kind of up to the north, like up in here. What about Svarn?
Svarn was working on his bushcraft and looking for some sort of weed.
So you see that Lothar, he pointed and said, "Oh, over there's the weed over near the base of that tree." Do you go with Lothar?
Let's go.
You'll need to make a roll to get across. It's an agility roll. It's slippery footing. You can push that if you like.
I will push that.
Oh, excellent. With a dragon, yeah, you managed to get across the river easily. Now, you can see clearly there's a boat of some sort. There's also, looks like a basket with maybe fish in it. There's a knife or a sword that's been discarded. And Ursula, as you go past that, it looks like there's a sign of a struggle here. There's a little blood in and around that boat. Give me a healing roll to see if this looks old or if it looks new.
Sure. Healing.
At first glance, you can't quite tell. Do you study it more in depth? Yeah.
It's gonna make me scared. No flipping clue.
Yeah, no idea. But it's blood, and it's it's not still warm, but this could be recent. You're not sure.
I shall see if I can find Spot. Nope, he's hidden.
Nope, he remains hidden. Let me have Dennis give me an awareness roll. Oh, Dennis, no. Okay. Let's go to Abdurian first. You saw the tracks. They lead up to the north. Give me a hunting and fishing roll again. This time with a boon. You know it's got to be near. You're looking for any other sign. Awesome. You see there are many roots that have been dug up near here, and then you spot it. You spot the boar hiding in up amongst the brush. It has not noticed you. If you want to get any closer, it's going to take a sneaking roll, or you can try to take it down from here.
Well, so the truth about Abdurin is he doesn't actually have any ranged weapons, so he hunts like on all fours with teeth. So I guess sneaking is the idea.
Give me a sneaking roll with a boon, because you see this, you know how to be quiet. You're focusing on becoming the hunter. Yeah, you're able to move up. Let me give him an awareness roll. So you're able to move up to within just a few feet. You can get to like right about here before he raises his head and begins to look side to side. What do you do?
Well, I think as soon as it looks like he's noticed something, I'd probably just try to pounce on him.
Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna put you two into initiative. You'll get to go first. In fact, we don't even need to do initiative. You can just go first if you want to pounce on him. Are you doing it with your knife, with your teeth?
Yeah, he with his teeth. He's not even very good with a knife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost a one.
Hell. You push that?
Why not? We've come this far. Wow.
He turns and faces you, takes a few steps towards you, and he is going to try to rake you with his tusks right up the side of your leg. And he gets you. And he gets you for 4 damage.
Not too bad.
He's going to stand his ground. You can continue if you like. The others, Svarn and Lothar and Dennis, you hear the sound of the boar squealing and grunting off in the woods. You'd have to make a spot hidden roll to try and see it, but you can hear that there's a commotion going on up there. Otherwise, Abdurian, you can make your attack.
Ooh, I do have to roll the skin art for that,
Okay.
but I think he's a little annoyed now. Yeah.
So explain to us what Mark of the Adder is.
So he's got this, like, the fur around his face and mouth are green, and when he uses that, it, like, glows, and it gives him the ability to choose one of the 3 poisons to basically morph his bite if he succeeds with this roll.
And he does.
So I was going to do sleeping poison. Put it to sleep before he kills it.
Excellent. That would make a merciful kill.
Exactly, because this has already gotten a little messy. I feel like that's the only way to make it a little cleaner.
Go ahead and do your bite. And Lothar, you could not see. You can hear the commotion, but the brush is too thick. Oh, I thought that was going to be a dragon. Roll damage. Well, not great damage. But
It's not the 12 from earlier, yeah.
yeah. But with the Mark of the Adder, you're doing this the sleeping. So that costs you 2 willpower, and it's potency 13. So why don't you roll a d20? That's for the potency of the poison. And he is old, so that is a fail. He is old. He needs to beat a 6, and he does not. So this is one of the house rules. We can do the normal potion rules, or in the journals I have the player reference. The very last one is poisons made easy, and if it's the sleeping poison, if they both fail, poison fails and player fails, it's a limited effect. Then the creature will become dazed. So he's feeling the poison, but it wasn't enough to put him to sleep, and he is going to attack again. He's going to stand his ground. It's almost like he senses this may be his last defense of his home. Yeah, and he hits you. With for 7 damage. Abdurian, it's your turn. Nice. Roll damage. That's more like it. Now, do you still have the poison bite going?
No, it's just 1 round.
1 round. Okay. He is nearly down. In fact, he's staggering very, very slowly. He's going to take 1 more swipe. He lets out a loud squeal and charges you. Oh, and that's going to be a hit. He comes in, bowls into you. Oh.
Oh, yep, that's it. He's done. Abdurian's down.
Abdurian, you hit the ground, and the boar actually slumps to the ground next to you, exhausted, and just lays there breathing heavy next to your body. Now, Lothar and Svarn, you heard these sounds, and then it grows very quiet, and all you hear is the heavy panting of that boar in the brush. What do the two of you do? Lothar, you couldn't see it. Svarn, you can give me a spot hidden roll to see if you can see what's going on there. Excellent. No serious wound for Abdurian. Yeah, no view of that. Dennis is beginning to growl.
Well,
Is there actually a boat on the shore here that we could use to take across?
There is. Yep.
I'm going to head down to the boat because
Okay.
even though I can't see exactly what's up, I know something's going on over there.
Yeah, you get down there and you see Ursula, and Ursula's looking at this blood on the ground. And Lothar, you can dart across the river. When you get over there, from here you can see the boar, and it's laying next to Abdurian, and it's badly wounded. You can get right up next to it. It's unaware of you.
Well, perhaps I'll see if I can revive Abdurian. I know this was part of his test, and I wouldn't want to deny him that.
Excellent. Give me a healing roll. It's with a bane unless you have bandages.
Well, I imagine we're going to rest soon, so I will use adaptive. And I will make that healing roll into perhaps a knives roll. Perhaps I can use that to get the bit of tusk stuck in his wound out.
Oh yeah, maybe the boar's tusk broke off inside of Abdurian. Yeah, I like that. You got to clean the wound a little bit. Ooh.
Oh,
Do you push that?
It's deeper than I thought. It's hit an artery, but I can get it out.
There we go. So Abdurian, you will recover 1d6, 3 hit points, and Abdurian, as you come to your senses, probably the pain of having this knife jammed into your wound as he pulls out this piece of broken tusk. You can see the boar next to you. It's panting. It's kind of laying down. Its eye is staring at you, and it almost seems like it knows that it won this fight, but it's not putting up much of a defense now. And it eyes you almost with understanding. What does Abdurian do?
Well, I think he would just turn to Lothar and say, "Thank you, Fred. You are the true hunter. I failed this. Maybe you would do the honor."
Oh, no, certainly. This was a task appointed to you, and I think that you should see it through. It would certainly prove that you have determination as a hunter.
Now, just like how we improve from rolling dragons, we improve from rolling demons. So even from our failures, we learn something. And so even failing the first time, if you can complete this quest, that will count as your training session.
Well, it feels like not much training to kill it now.
But part of it is killing it mercifully. not just, I'm going to stick it in the gut and wait for it to bleed out.
It's been dying for like 5 minutes now. It's not terribly merciful. I poisoned it as well, which just made it dizzy. It didn't even knock it out.
It was the thought that counted. You were trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, this test went a little awry. Well, at the very least, it'll be good meat, and then he just cuts his throat or something.
Yeah, you don't even need to make a roll. You take your knife, you raise its snout up in the air, exposing its throat, and you drag the blade across, and it just lays down with barely a whimper as the blood pools out and begins to mix in with the water of the river. What do you do with this boar now that it is dead?
To be like cleaning it or dressing it or skinning it or anything, but maybe try to lug it back.
Yeah, you would not want this to go to waste, this life that had lived here in the woods. It can now serve another purpose, and so you begin to clean it out. While this is happening, Antaeus, your squirrel is going berserk, and it's looking across the river where the other two are over here with the boat. And you can see down there's a very narrow part. You could easily cross there, Antaeus, without even needing to make a roll.
That was what I was hoping.
Yeah, go ahead and cross.
Antaeus is going to take his direction from a squirrel now. Going to come up towards the boat there.
Excellent. Let me have Ursula and Svarn give me an awareness roll. Svarn, you hear sound coming from the tree behind you, and as you turn, you see a large figure. And I can post a picture of the art here. This is an unexpected find. This is a mountain troll, a denizen of the woods. These are wise creatures, but dangerous creatures. They are bound to magic, and magic is bound to them. And you see it just watching and observing. It's not making any move to attack, merely watching. What does Svarn do?
I'll raise my hand in greeting. Well met, fellow traveler.
The troll takes a few tentative steps forward, standing near the trunk of the tree. Well met indeed, she says with a very masculine voice. What are you doing near my stretch of the woods?
We're just practicing our skills in the outdoors, learning how to survive and thrive in these woods.
And milking weeds.
Milking weeds? Aha! If you want milk, get it from a regular source, like an elk or a deer or a moose. Moose milk, the best there is. Not from weeds. Tell me, do you drink the almond milk or soy milk? You know, that's not really milk either.
I drink the beer milk.
Beer. Yes. Come, sit here under the tree with me. Ingmar will teach you something. I have a lesson to teach. Come, brave knight. And the squirrel is still chirping like crazy.
I'll sit in the shade.
Nice.
It's warm out here in this chainmail.
It gets a little hot. It chafes. Antaeus, do you step forward? Peapod is going nuts.
No, I don't think Antaeus would be too keen on maybe following a troll.
Okay. What about Lothar? You can hear a conversation with a deep, booming voice just across the river. And looking over, you can see this huge troll. And Ursula and Svarn are sat down near it. It sits on its haunches with its staff in hand, topped by the antlers of a great moose.
Well, can I make a beast lore to
Yeah,
recall
please do.
tales I've heard?
You can do beast lore or myths and legends.
Well, my myths and legends are lacking, so I'll stick with beast lore. I've not heard of these mountain trolls. Perhaps I should go and greet it. I can learn something of it.
If you want to head across, that's another agility roll to get across the river. Nice. And Abdurian, if you finish up with the boar, you could also cross, or you could continue to dress the boar.
I think, yeah, if he even has any inclination as a troll over there, he's not going anywhere near it.
Yeah, and it's big. You've maybe heard. In fact, give me a myths and legends roll, Abdurian. You've maybe heard of trolls.
I'm just gonna get out ahead of that one and say he definitely has not heard of trolls.
Yeah.
But
Oh wow, this is actually a pretty close to a good roll. Yeah, most of what you've heard has been bad. That trolls tend to be cruel and mischievous, and not to be trusted. But you've perhaps never seen a troll quite like this. Antaeus, what was that spot hidden for?
To see if I could notice the battle, kind of the blood there.
Yeah,
See if
you
pick up on that. But no, I don't think I've seen it.
you'd probably see it, but it's maybe tough to tell. Is that red paint? Is that blood? Is that fish blood? You don't know. There is a big basket of fish near there. The troll sits down and says, "I am Ingmar. This is my side of the river. I have walked here for many a year. I must say, I saw what happened to poor old Samuel the boar across the way. I've known him for many a year. But he was old. His time had come. Please ensure that you enjoy what he has to offer. His flesh will strengthen you. That is the way of the woods. That is the lesson of bushcraft that nature gives and nature takes. You spoke of milking weeds. This down here, look here," and she taps it with her foot. "It is said that this has healing properties, if you know how to use it." And she turns to Ursula. "Wouldn't you know it that I do? I can show you how to make a tea from this, if you like."
Oh, tea would be lovely.
"Go and fetch some water, if you would." You go over and grab some water. In fact, Ingmar has a little bucket, and there's the bucket right there. Yeah, she points down over there near my fishing boat. Yes, get that water. And she says, I don't think we need a fire. And she waves her staff over the bucket of water, and it begins to boil. Now you take this.
Simple.
Oh, it's wonderful. It keeps the smoke out of your eyes.
Oh.
She takes some of the milkweed and she picks it and pulls the little spines off of the leaves and then puts it into her mouth and she chews. She says, "You must chew it just long enough to break it down into a nice pulp, but not so long that it begins to make your mouth tinkle. That is what you must learn." And then she spits out this little wad of pulp and plops it into the tea and stirs it with the end of her staff. "Now, come, let us sip." And she lifts the bucket to her mouth and takes a deep gulp of the hot tea. And then she passes it to Ursula. "Try this." Give me a Constitution roll if you try it. Yeah,
I already knew.
yeah. You. I knew she was going to do it. There's no way. You definitely feel invigorated by this tea, and you recognize this definitely has a healing property. You feel that that vitality in the tea, a wonderful taste. It's surprisingly not bitter that you might expect from this weed. It's not sweet, but it's very pleasant. And then she passes it to Svarn and Lothar. If you guys want to drink, you can make a Constitution roll.
Well, I wouldn't want to offend the troll by turning it down.
Excellent. Excellent. You can all restore one condition. Now, Peapod looks at you, Antaeus, and jumps off of your shoulder and runs towards Ingmar. And she holds out her hand, and Peapod goes and sniffs her hand and then runs back to you and chirps excitedly.
These chirps, am I able to tell, is this different than the kind of warning
the alarm?
chirps?
Yeah, give me a beast lore roll. Yeah, you are learning. You definitely recognize the other was an alarm call. This is an excited, come here, come see this call.
Well, I'll continue to take orders from a squirrel. And
You know where your bread is buttered.
yes.
Ingmar spends nearly half an hour teaching about the different uses of this milkweed, how it can restore that vitality. You can make a tea that will, when you take a stretch rest, you can recover an additional condition if you have this tea. And it would take a bushcraft roll to find the milkweed, and then a crafting or a healing roll, either or, to make the tea correctly. And so she gives you that knowledge that is part of your healing lesson. And so to learn from Ingmar this healing lesson, anyone that wants to try this, you can make a bushcraft roll and then make a healing roll. And she will watch you eagerly and see how well you do or don't do this. So Lothar and Ursula, you pick the weeds. Ursula, at first you forget to get some of the sharp stems out of there. And she says, oh, no. If you don't do that, it'll cut your mouth. It's not good. Here, try again. And you try it again. And Lothar, you chew it up for just the right amount of time, and she nods her head. Yes. And Ursula, same thing. Yes, you've done it right. That's correct. Very good.
Look, I cannot craft bushes. Only God can make a tree.
You are learning. Yes, it is not up to us. We can plant trees, but they only grow through the gods of nature. Now you've both done enough. If you want to check the healing skill, then you can make your improvement roll right now to see if you learned something that will improve your healing skill from Ingmar. Oh, there we go. Nice. Lothar's healing goes up. Oh, and Ursula's did not. But you learned how to make this tea, so even if your skill didn't go up now, you know what you can do to make this. As far as the finding the plant goes, she helped you to find this. You can anyone that came over and participated in the tea ceremony, you can make you can check the improvement mark on your bushcraft and then make an improvement roll. Now, Sean, do you know how to do that on Foundry?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, and then just...
Are we making...
Yeah, so
we making the roll now, or
Yeah.
just checking it at the end of the session?
So when you learn from a teacher, you make the roll right away. So if you want to click
Okay.
on that little up arrow, it will see if you improve your bushcraft. And you do.
I don't think Antaeus was there long enough for that.
But you did participate, and Peapod would come over. You can actually do your what were you doing? Beast lore? Is that why you had Peapod with you?
Awareness.
Oh,
Awareness.
Awareness. Yeah. So go ahead and do your awareness. So your awareness did not go up, But if you stick with Peapod by the time you get back to the Druid, you may have a chance to improve that again. Now let's have Abdurian give me your hunting and fishing one. And same thing, it was a difficult challenge, but you feel like, I could have done better. And the next time you do this, you will do better. And you recognize that, that sleeping poison was an excellent idea. You made some improvement in your thinking, just not enough in your actual skill. You think, I need to practice this and do it a little bit more. Was there anything anyone else was trying to learn that we haven't covered? I think that was it. Ingmar tells you that you're more than welcome to stay here for the rest of the day, but if you have pressing business, she will bid you farewell. Anytime you need to cross the river, come here, and she will ease your passage. And so this is at that bend in the river where it was noted on the map as an easy crossing. From here, do you want to stay with Ingmar and you can do a full rest, or do you want to continue on your way to see the Jarl Hrothgar? Do you want to go back to see the Druids at Skogstam?
Do the Druids have any supplies that we could either purchase or barter with them for? Things like food, rations to take with us?
Yes, they would absolutely have things like rations. They would have rope, sacks, things like that. They don't really have any metal weapons, but they would have staves, slings, clubs, if you want anything like that. The barbarians will probably have more available to trade, including armor and arms. The druids would have likely not even a tent, but the barbarians, they live in tents. They would have tents for sale, or you could earn them by deed.
What do you think? Should we stock up on food before we hit the road?
That's certainly a wise idea, as seems the game in these lands are rather sparse.
Ingmar looks at Antaeus and says, "Oh, Peapod will show you where the best game is to be found." Now, if you want some fish, I have some fish over there in my basket. You're more than welcome to take it. I'm not that hungry after all. Or you do have the boar. You can eat the boar.
Can we cure the boar meat, make into jerky, and take with us?
Yeah, so it's a bushcraft roll to cook the meat, and if you succeed on that, then you would be able to. There's a table we roll on to see how many rations you can get from the boar. In fact, let me look that up real quick. The boar gets you 2d6 rations. Who wants to cook that? Did anyone not improve their bushcraft from Ingmar? So either Abdurian or Antaeus, you could cook this, and if you to make the kind of field rations from the boar meat, and if you do, that will count as a teaching from Ingmar.
I can give it a go.
Yeah.
So would that be what bushcrafting?
Yeah. So give me a bushcraft roll to see how well you cook it, and she will help you. And it's okay if you fail; you'll get a chance to improve it. Oh yeah. So you actually, she looks at you and she's like, "What the? No, that's not how you cook it. Don't just lay it on the coals. No." Do it this way, and she puts it on a spit and hangs it over so that the smoke hits it, but not too much heat. You don't want to cook it. You want to dry this out so it lasts longer. So now go ahead and make your improvement roll, Antaeus, from that demon you just got. Look at that. You just learned a little something. And we've now got some rations. We have 7 rations. Now, she's got fish you can eat tonight, but we can take 7 with us during the journey. So there's 5 of us who can each take one, and 2 people can take an additional one. How do you want to split that up? Abdurian did kill the boar, so maybe Abdurian gets 2 rations out of that. And Lothar did go help, so maybe Lothar and Abdurian get 2, and everyone else takes 1 field ration.
Sounds good.
That's fair.
Sure.
So then you can open your inventory, click on your field ration, and then just increase the quantity by that amount. Let's go back to the map.
Just as a thing to note, reading the description of a map that we got, it looks like we actually were supposed to be rolling those bushcraft with a bane, because the map just says it removes the bane.
Yeah, so since we were following the river, I used that as basically having a map. But then as we go just like through the woods, it's a little more difficult. So with the map that we have now, there will be no bane on that, so that would be good. Now we still have Peapod, or do you turn Peapod loose, Antaeus?
No, I'm going to keep Peapod as long as it'll stay on my shoulder.
Okay. Well, from here, so we have moved down to this bend in the river. This is where we found the goods, and we can actually get across. We're on the other side. Do we want to head to Trastum? Do you want to go back to Skogstam?
I say we go look for the Jarl.
Look for the Jarl. Now, you have business with the Jarl, don't you, Svarn? This is supposedly the same Jarl that stole your heart anvil.
Indeed. I'm eager to do some investigation.
So we'll need 2 bushcraft rolls to get us over to the shore of the lake where we can camp for the night. Who wants to do that first bushcraft roll? And since we do have a basic map, there's no bane on this. It's just a straight roll. I think, Lothar, you've got our highest bushcraft.
Sure, I will do my best here.
Oh, excellent. Now, do we want to do any hunting and fishing along the way? If not, we can do the second leg of the journey.
If it is an option, Lothar always does like to hunt when it's an option, as it's never a good idea to run out of rations.
Yeah, give us a hunting and fishing. You push that roll. And if anyone wants to forage, either for milkweed or for edible roots and herbs, they can do that as well. Yeah, Lothar, the game is just not coming easily. You maybe you have a chance at something, but the forest is really dense, and you're kind of focused on leading the way anyway. So maybe you've got this party tromping behind you. It tends to scare everything else away. Anyone else want to try hunting or foraging?
I'll try to forage while we're wandering. Bushcraft, right?
Yes, bushcraft.
Right.
No. Do you want to push that?
I take my fishing pole into the woods.
Excellent. You catch a rock. Oh, look at that. Nice. So, Svarn, you find 1d3 edible roots, vegetables, and mushrooms. You find 1. So that could be your ration for the day. Let's do another bushcraft roll. Get us to the shore of the lake where we can make camp. Excellent. Now here at the lakeshore, you know there's going to be game. You know there's going to be fish. If anyone has a fishing pole, they're welcome to fish. Otherwise, they can hunt here, and then we will camp for the night.
Yes, the fishing, or the hunting has been terrible. I will attempt fishing instead and use my fishing pole.
Okay. Nice. You catch. Do you have a pole? It's 1d4. Let me roll to see how many rations of fish you managed to catch. 4. So we actually have enough food for the day with between the fish and the vegetables to make some sort of hearty fish soup if we wanted to.
Just need someone to cook them.
Yep, just needs to be cooked. Otherwise, you
Yes,
roll against virulence.
Antaeus, that stew you made from the boar was rather delicious. Would you like to try and cook this fish as well?
Couldn't get any worse. So
That's a bushcraft roll. If we have a field kitchen, we get a boon, but I'm pretty sure we don't have a field kitchen.
it's not quite as good as the last one.
Yeah, you're being a little liberal with the pepper, I think. Do you want to push that?
Yeah, I'll try.
Oh man! All right, it's Cajun fish. In fact, you have essentially spoiled the catch, and it is with great distress that everyone sees your fish and vegetable soup is now just a blackened, charred, and peppery mess that is all but inedible. If you want to eat it, you can. I'll just have you make a Constitution roll.
Oh yes, the charcoal makes it extra crunchy.
Nice. Yeah, the bear doesn't mind. The bear's had worse.
You know, and Antonius, you know, for your first time cooking fish, you did a really good job. I appreciate. I really appreciate the effort you put into this. Probably won't get second helpings today. I had a big lunch.
Lothar, you let me roll to see the disease is virulence 10. Ooh, okay. So, with a demon, you're going to get sick. And let's see, where's diseases? So, what you are sickly. You'll lose 1d6 hit points, and you can't heal hit points, willpower, or conditions until you pass against this. You'll die eventually if you don't recover from it. So you will lose how many hit points? You lose 4 hit points, Lothar. Ursula has some Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah, the gods of life and healing allow me to cure poisons and diseases. So
Nice. So yeah, the botulism that you had is now cured, and you are no longer diseased. Anyone else want to eat that fish? You can see Lothar's over there just...
Oh no, it's very good. I recommend a bit of lemon on it. Tastes quite delicious.
In fact, just eat the lemon. Don't eat the fish.
Apparently, Antaeus' food handler's permit has elapsed.
It's like those videos of some guy in the streets of New Delhi preparing food. That's how Antaeus made that fish. He's got his foot stuck in the pot of curry. Just flings it on a plate, hands it to Lothar. Lothar spends the rest of the afternoon with his breeches around his ankles until Ursula comes by.
Where were you on that one, Peapod?
Peapod sniffs the fish and looks at you like, no way, not eating that. Peapod goes and finds a couple of acorns and snacks on those. So everyone will have to eat a ration unless they want to try and throw down this fish. Ursula was fine eating it, but everyone else will need to eat a ration.
you know, Ursula being a bearkin, she's used to eating trout and stuff from the river, so she's had worse.
Let's set up camp. That's a bushcraft roll to set up the camp. and that's to put up the tent. Everyone will need to make that bushcraft roll. Camping in the woods is hard. Nice. Lothar, you get the tent set up. You can have someone in there with you. And Teus, you find sleep comes easily to you. And Ursula, you're able to sleep outside. I need Abdurian and Svarn. Actually, Svarn, you can sleep in the tent. Abdurian, I need a bushcraft roll from you. Abdurian, you sleep terribly. In fact, you have you wake up with this crick in your neck that just will not go away, and you're unable to recover any conditions or heal. Just
Abdurian is welcome to spend the night in the tent if he so chooses.
If he chooses, then Svarn will need to make that bushcraft roll. That might be better than taking the demon on there. As you hear Abdurian whimpering in his sleep. Svarn, give us that bushcraft roll.
Yes, given the state of my stomach after that fish, I can't guarantee a pleasant experience.
Yeah. Does anyone want to share the tent with Lothar after that? Do you want to push that, Svarn?
No.
So, Svarn, you do not sleep. You're going to lose some willpower. 4 points of willpower. Everyone else can do a full rest. And then let's do another bushcraft roll to get us to Trastum, and that's probably where we will end the session.
Lothar is willing, unless anyone else would like to give it a try.
Lead on.
Go for it.
You have not led us astray yet, Lothar. You're doing great.
Oh, and not this time either. Now, as that's going to travel along the lake, and we're going to end up at the edge of Trastum. And from here, you can see a village off in the distance. This looks like a temporary structure from nomadic people. Let's get the map. Here we are. A series of small tents and huts that have been set up around a central, looks like some sort of structure, maybe a place of worship or some such. Let me pull tokens out here. There are quite a few folk in here, and they all look like hardened people who have endured a life out on the harsh conditions of the tundra. In fact, you see a fellow right here. He's got a staff in one hand, a weathered face in the other. You can see folk that have herd animals as well, and others. And as you approach, this man here will...
He's carrying a face?
Does he have a face?
He's carrying a face? You say he's got a staff in one hand and a weathered face in the other?
Oh, he's holding a head in his hand. No, he's holding... he's got his hand maybe pressed up to his face. I see what you said there, or what I said. Let me get a picture here. I've got a... right here. And as he is speaking, another man comes over. He's got a sword on one hip, some sort of axe or hammer in the other. And he says, "These are our lands. Whom do you serve?"
We've been sent here by the Druid.
The Druid, you say?
Did we catch the Druid's name? Did I just not write it down?
Nope, he just said he was the Druid of the Wooden Path.
Okay.
The Druid sent you. Are you sure it wasn't that bear witch, Yiva? Was it she?
Hey, don't talk about bear witches.
No, we hold her in the utmost respect. She is
Oh.
wise. She is of the tribe of the bear. We are the tribe of the wolf. We respect wolf and bear.
Okay. Don't let it happen again.
What brings you to Trastum?
The Druid sent us?
But for what
we're-
purpose?
We're on our way to find Hrothgar.
Hrothgar, you would seek
Yeah.
audience with the Jarl?
Aye.
Well, yeah.
Very
I mean,
well.
with the person who claims to be Jarl.
Who claims to be Jarl? What is
Well,
this
I think
devilry?
I think there are other people that have the same claim that they think they're a Jarl. You know,
I might
you
claim
really,
to be a bear does not mean I am one.
you really can't swing a dead tabaxi around here without hitting Jarl anyone.
Let me tell you of Jarl Hrothgar.
I can claim to be a bear. I am one.
You are one, so yes, you can certainly claim to be a bear. But no, Jarl Hrothgar, he led our people during the long years between Prince Siglek and this upstart, Ulrok. He was a steward of the barbarian people, so the name Jarl was his. But once Ulrok claimed this land as his own, well, Jarl Hrothgar felt he had been cast aside. What of his years of service? It was all for naught. Now that Ulrok is dead, Jarl Hrothgar will lead the tribe once more. He has done it before, he will do it again. He kept us free from war, from famine, from strife. He is the right man for the job. Come and see the Jarl. See for yourselves. And that is where we will end the session. Now we can do some improvement rolls. When we start next time, we will meet Jarl Hrothgar. But let's get our post-session improvement roll. So there is a questionnaire in Dragonbane. Now I do have, this is my other house rule. It comes from the solo adventure book where you just take 5 improvement rolls. Or we can do the questionnaire and you can answer the 5 questions. I will let you choose how you want to do it. I am fine either way. You do what you want to do, and let me read the questions out for us. I can find them. Here we are. Did you participate in the game session? That should be a yes for everyone. Did you explore a new location? That's also a yes. Did you defeat one or more dangerous adversaries? Those wolves were very dangerous. Did you overcome an obstacle without using force? Did we? And did you give...
No, we didn't fight the troll.
We didn't fight the
We
troll.
befriended the
Yep.
troll?
Yeah, so I think many people would probably have just fought the troll first.
We made it across the river multiple times.
Yes, in fact, not only did we make it across the dangerous part of the river, but we found an easier way to cross here. So yeah, I think overcoming that obstacle without hitting the river with swords was good.
And the quicksand?
Yes, and the quicksand. So we did overcome obstacles. How about, did you give in to your weakness? And that's listed on your character sheet. So those are the 5 questions. Now, to do it on Foundry, you just open up your character sheet, and then you'll have some improvements already from your dragons and demons that you may have rolled, and you can select 5 additional ones. And then we can start with Abdurian. If you're ready, just click on the up arrow on your skills, and we'll watch and see what you improve.
Fingers crossed.
Let's get some good ones.
Oop, I think I just double rolled one.
Rolled twice, but it only went up once, so...
That's weird. They're both successes, so that's all my luck I just used there.
Right.
Don't worry.
No, the rest are all going to fail.
Oh no, I'm gonna cheat on every one. Do you want to roll these for me or something? My mouse is screwed up.
It's still only going up by 1 point, so that's okay.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Worse than happens.
Yeah, so I got your sheet open. I'm making sure the maths. Oh, see, no, that one was not good. How about hunting and fishing? Oh yeah, take the demon.
But the first one failed, right? So.
It did. I don't know why it's doing that. It's so weird.
It's my mouse. I don't know. I cleaned it. I don't know why it's doing that. I just need to get a new one, really. It
Well,
double clicks.
You do
all the
live with
time.
like 25 cats, so
It's true.
they ate your router one day, so it's not surprising.
Yeah. They kicked it into a bucket of water. Yeah, from the air conditioner. Yeah, I'll never forget.
Do you want me to roll these for you?
Yeah, I would appreciate that, because
Yeah.
in that scenario where it rolls twice, I can still fail the first time. So that's kind of, yeah.
So there's sleight. Well, sorry, I didn't improve your sleight of hand. How about brawling? Would be a good one. Oh, it was
That would
almost
be a good one,
19.
but it's also
That was
pretty
close.
high, so
Yeah.
yeah, I can't complain.
And then skin art. Come on.
Oh, it was almost 20.
Man, that was close. See, I'm the bad luck charm now. But you got a couple of good ones to raise up. Why don't we do Antaeus, if you're ready? You can do your improvement rolls, sir.
This was from a demon there.
Nice, acrobatics. You are very graceful. Awareness goes up. Excellent. No on the beast lore. Yay! Bushcraft went up. And crafting. Yep, now you can start repairing your stuff. No on the spot hidden. No on the swimming.
Up in the last one
This
here.
is your big one. Come on, hammers. No. Well, you got a couple of the lower ones. You got bushcraft one up, which that'll be a really good one for us. How about Lothar? If you're ready, we can do your rolls. Boy, look at those fly. Yeah, so yours is rolling multiples too, but the first one.
It looks
was a
like the
success.
first one was good, though.
Yeah, first
I
one
don't
was
know why
good.
it rolled it 3 times.
You want to try another one? Try crafting. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Oh, excellent. Evade goes up. You did not hunt. You didn't hunt well, so I'm not surprised that didn't go up. No, that could have been a heroic ability had your sneaking gone up one more. How about knives? Oh, almost a 17. Got a couple of good ones there. Let's go to Ursula, if you're ready. Oh, that's a good way to start. Get the healing up. That's another good one. Get bows up. Oh, look at you. Brawling goes up. Well, there. Your luck had to end somewhere. And last but not least, let's go to Svarn.
Right.
So if you want to select your improvements on your skills.
Out.
Excellent. Oh, shoot.
No. What else do I want to try here?
Oh, excellent. That goes up. Hunting and fishing. You got what, one more? The lore of the beasts. Oh, that goes up. Excellent. All right, so when next we meet, we will meet with Jarl Hrothgar. I'm going to leave the server up for a little bit if you want to do any maintenance on your characters, or I have the quest log if anyone wants to take any notes on there. I don't think multiple people can work on it at the same time because I think it doesn't save them all. But if someone...
How do we view that?
So
How do we view that quest log?
So if you go to the quest log, it's under the journals. You'll see quest log, and you should be able to open that, and then you go to like the Druid of the Wooden Path, and then if you hover over like the big words that says the Druid of the Wooden Path, you'll see on the right hand side there's a little box, looks like a pencil checking a box. Click on that, it opens the editor, and then you can edit like where it has notes. You can put in anything you want to about either what you did or anything about that quest. We've essentially just about done this quest. He just wanted us to meet Jarl Hrothgar. And then as we get more quests from the Druid, I will put them here. I've also got a section for Jarl Hrothgar, and if he gives us quests, I'll put them there, and so on, just so we can keep track of what we've done. And I'll probably just mark the ones that have been completed so we know they're completed. But just a means to keep track of the things we have to do or that we can do if we choose to. Any questions about the campaign thus far, about the key NPCs that we've met? We've met 2 of them. Well, we're just about to meet the second one. We've met the Druid, and we will start out meeting Jarl Hrothgar next time. Or any questions about kind of what the Druid, the background he told us of, there's a power vacuum, the barbarians are going to try to fill it, and there may be multiple claimants to the throne, and we are here to see a peaceful transfer of power, or at least a peaceful rise to power of whomever we deem is the most worthy to lead the people.
Ursula's totally going for it.
Absolutely, and she could very well could. There is so this is the tribe of the wolf. So Abdurian, you may be revered here. There is a tribe of the bear where Ursula, you may definitely learn quite a bit from Yiva Bear Daughter that we heard from the Druid about Yiva. So yeah. All right. Well, I am going to go ahead and stop the recording. I'll get this posted tonight, and then I'll post the link, and I will see you all in 2 weeks. Thank you very much.